Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Pyanodons mods playthrough. In between the last two episodes, I did a couple things, not too much, but I just wanted to save some of the busy work for off-screen. I added these coal gas, or I guess coal processing destructive distillation, and then there's this little loop here where we place the coal and iron oxide, and it kind of goes on a loop so that we can use up all the iron oxide to make more iron plates. I potentially should just be saving the iron oxide, but I've found in previous Pyanodons playthroughs I always end up with way too much eventually, so I might as well use it for plates, get something useful out of it. And then we break that coal down into more coal gas and tar and coke. And then this coal gas is currently powering my glassworks, and then I'm storing up tar, which I already have about 60,000, so this will eventually deadlock itself, and I'll have to switch to using up the tar to power my glassworks. And then I added two more, which are hand-fed in this chest right here with coal, and these will make coal gas for mining aluminum ore, because aluminum ore requires 10 coal gas per mining operation, which is actually extremely prohibitive. I also changed even distribution to do the balancing of inventories with a full limit, a full stack limit. That way I can put more fuel in my burners. And eventually we can, I believe, make tar into more coal gas, assuming the same recipe exists in the non-AlienLife version here. Because as I said, I've only played Pyanodons without AlienLife. But yeah, you can just have tar and some pressurized air to make more coal gas. So eventually you can turn raw coal into just a ton of coal gas for your aluminum mining. But for now it's a little bothersome to get it going. So we're going to add a few mines here. I think 4 should be enough. I'm not going to need a ton of aluminum just yet. We'll go on this corner to start with. Let's see, I actually need to use undergrounds because I don't have underground belts yet. So we'll do something like this, and we'll power them. We'll have the aluminum ore come over around the pole, and then we can smelt them. I'll put basic smelters on my list here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. This is very temporary. We should at least have them in the same chest, though. Come on. Sometimes you're like, let's do the easy way, and then you, as you consider it, you're like, no, I should do this the right way. But yeah, aluminum is, I think, well, let's find out. Probably 8-to-1? No, it's 10-to-1. Yeah, there we go. So 10-to-1, and these are mining at 1 per second, so I'll get aluminum pretty slowly, which is okay. I only need it for these moss farms. And I only need 10 per moss farm. So one of the first things I am going to want to research is the Factorio buildings, which it looks like I can get to with 60 red science, 10 for walls, 10 for logistics, 30. And if I'm remembering correctly, yeah, so I will manually go in and change this recipe because big electric poles are actually really high tech because they need niobium plates. And niobium plates require quite a lot of things to get going. So even though it looks like it's just green tech, it's a lot more complicated than that. Because niobium, you have to set up ammonia, which is kind of difficult to get. You have to have hydrogen chloride, you have to have organic solvent, and then I think that's about it. And then you have to have refined syngas to actually mine the niobium in the first place. So it's not very easy to get those big electric poles, and So in previous times, I've just changed that to, I think, medium electric poles, and that felt a bit more balanced, because otherwise you don't get those second tier factory buildings for a very long time. Okay, so I figure I'm going to have plenty of sap in the long run, so I want to just make as many sap tree seeds as I can, or this recipe. So I figure I'll kind of have this feeding in. Might as well use the sap for something. We're not going to need it for a little while yet. And then I've got plenty of moss going, so I could make more of the... What are these? Seaweed crop facilities, but I don't need that right now. So I think... Oh, man. I don't want this to aluminum. Here we go. Okay. The next thing I want to do is... Well, I guess... Actually, we kind of have everything we need. So we just need to start belting things around, I think, is the first goal. Because let's see, we need to take a closer look at what all we need. We're going to need limestone. We already have that. We will need carbon dioxide from coke. And I don't know if there's another way to make it right now. Carbon dioxide I can make from coke, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. So we will need to use that recipe. I feel like we get a different one later. Yeah, biomass. This one's really good once we get it. But we'll need quite a bit of red science first. But yeah, biomass is generally the best way to get carbon dioxide later. But for now, we'll just use the coke that we have. And that carbon dioxide will need to go to moss farms, destructive distillation columns for formic acid, and that's it. Okay. And that gets used to make latex slabs. So we'll need some high pressure furnaces. And then we'll need some moss farms. Definitely not 84 of them. So you can see I would have to put, for example, this moss mark 1 is what we would have in the moss farm. So that's actually how fast it will go. And you can see I would only need 8 of those to get the moss that I need, rather than whatever it was saying, 100 and something. Okay, so let's grab whatever aluminum plates we have. So that's enough for 2 moss farms. And then we want to make carbon dioxide in some high pressure furnaces, which I already did make a few. I think I can fit everything in this little space, at least to basic automate some things. We'll make 2 of these. And then we will feed yeah, we'll put this on a belt. Wait, this is the stuff for my aluminum. We want to use the other coke I'm making up here. This is what we want to put on a belt. So let's just move these over. Okay. Let's put these 2 here. And we'll just smelt any of the iron oxide that comes by. Put that in a chest. And there we go. We've got carbon dioxide. And that gets used. Let's pin this. Wow, they've really changed the GUI here. What What are all these buttons? Hide show product columns, hide show beacon column, hide show factory column, hide show done row. That actually doesn't seem to be working. Or maybe that just means it'll hide it once it's done. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So we do want to hide beacons because we don't need those. Okay, so we've got our carbon dioxide, so we need a couple moss farms, which we'll put, at least these aren't as big as the seaweed places. We'll do 2 of these. And we'll need our water connected up, which I can get from down here. Make myself another pump. We'll need water in a lot of places in the base, but we don't have water wells yet. So we'll just put pipes everywhere. Okay. Got water. Got our moss farms. So I actually need moss, though. How do I get the first moss? Maybe there's also moss on the lake. Seaweed. Seaweed. Huh. How do I get... Is there a handcrafting for starting out moss? Doesn't look like it. So I can get fish. This all looks like seaweed. Do we need some more coal here? And we'll just have this balance out all the inventories, which is kind of cool. It's actually really cool. But I don't know how to get moss. Maybe I'm missing something. Moss. Stack of 8. We definitely can't get a stack of 8. Huh. Some can code algae rhythms. Nice. I don't even know what those are. But it looks like the only way to make moss is in a moss farm. And the moss farms don't run unless you have moss. So... disabled by script. Okay. There's got to be something I'm missing. Do we have disabled and hidden turned on? So I should be able to see, like, if we could mine moss or something like that. Let's see, moss. Yeah, that's the only thing I can see. This recipe cannot be crafted by hand. Can't put fish or seaweed or sap in there. The only thing I can put in there is moss. That makes sense. That doesn't have anything to do with moss. Well, we will carry on for a moment without our moss as we try to maybe figure out what's happening. Okay, so now let's put these seeds in here and change those into sap trees so we can have plenty of sap. Oh, moss gene sample. What is that? That requires technology, so we definitely can't do that yet. Maybe, can I just mine bioreserve? No. Actually, no, that's a different thing. How do I mine the bio stuff? I don't even know what I get from that. It's probably in here somewhere. But none of that does it. Okay. Well, the moss thing is a big question mark. Because as far as I can tell, there's only one way to get it. Maybe I'm supposed to find a swamp, and it's kind of like seaweed, and it only grows in swamps. I'm actually going to pause here and do some investigation, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. It sounds like we get it from rocks, so I need to find some rocks sitting around. I'm guessing the kind of rocks that we mine can potentially have moss in them, so here we go. Expected resources 0.1 moss. Hopefully one of these rocks has some. Come on, baby. Nope. Alright, well, now we need to find more rocks. Here's a bunch. Yeah, I don't really know how you're supposed to figure that out, you know? I guess it's one of those... You either ask people or beat your head against the wall until you find it, but... You know, some people probably ended up with some moss in their inventory on accident. Other people, like me, are like, where in the world do I get moss? Okay, well, I'm not getting very lucky. I'm guessing the chance is fairly low, but when you get it, you get maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 10. But yeah, so far, so unlucky. Let's see, we need more rocks. I'm gonna speed up the game a little bit so we can walk faster. I don't see any rocks down there. Running around, still don't see any rocks. Here's some more, okay. Mine these. There's one moss. Perfect. So I guess it was a 10% chance for just one of them. But now we can run our moss farms and we're good to go. Once we power this. I guess that'll take a while, but that's fine. These will get faster once we fill them with moss. So we've got that. We have our carbon dioxide. This requires seaweed, steam, petri dishes, and that can get us our incubated petri dish. Which I also need. Okay, moss and cellulose. So let's make our formic acid right here as well, because that uses some of the same ingredients. Maybe right here. And we'll need to craft another one of the DDCs, destructive distillation column. And then we'll have formic acid taken care of. Okay. Except we'll need a hand feed for now. The iron and copper. Okay. That looks good. And that doesn't get used until we have sodium alginate, which uses stone, limestone, and seaweed. Now we can get limestone directly from the soil extractor, which comes directly from water, so I might make that on site. But I will need to bus my seaweed up here. So we'll do that. On a belt. And I can't wait to have factory CMO buildings, because then I can put all my seaweed inside one of those. Okay, so I'll have my seaweed come to here, and it gets used in a couple places. One of them is this high pressure furnace to make... What is this? Agar? But we need steam. So we will need another boiler, which will make steam. Connect up the water. Of course, I need more pipes. I crafted quite a few between episodes, but we still need more. And 2 more high pressure furnaces, and then we will just... Not sure if I should be using my coke or not, but it has the most fuel value at 5 megajoules, so I'll go with it. And then we will grab our seaweed, put this on a belt. And power everything up. And we'll just jumpstart that with 2 stacks of seaweed. And then we just use... Oh, can I already make assembling machines? Alright. No, I can't. Okay. I thought I was going crazy for a second. So I'm just going to have to handcraft the first ones of this. Is what that means. And before I can even get the first 10 science. But we will put an assembling machine there, and then we'll put our microorganism machine right afterwards to make our, what is this called? Incubated petri dishes. Perfect. And then that is one of the ingredients for our basic substrate, which combines with moss and cellulose, which is limestone and wood. So we will use our limestone in 2 places. So we'll bring moss down. I'm going to need underground belts pretty soon here as well. And the moss will get used along with these petri dishes, along with cellulose, which will come from a high pressure furnace. Make a few more of those. And limestone, which I need another soil extractor for. I'll just make 2 of those. And then sap we're already making, and sap goes with limestone and water to make a creamy latex. Limestone, stone, and seaweed. So we do need stone over here as well. Which I'm not even really mining much of. That's okay. Make a few drills. We'll put this in a different chest. I'm just putting all my excess stone here. It's 500 per stack, so I should be able to actually layer down stone for my whole base pretty soon. I mean, I could probably cover about half of my current base with that. Okay, so we need some stone drills. And I think I'll go up and over to the left here. We're gonna have some serious spaghetti. Okay, get power connected. For now, I think 2 stone per second is enough, because I'm not going to have anywhere near enough of the other resources to make this a reality. So stone gets used along with limestone and water and seaweed. So we'll actually put the seaweed and the moss on the same line. And then we can do this. Oh, that doesn't need, never mind. It's just this one. Seaweed and limestone. Yeah, we need limestone for both. So we'll make a soil extractor right here. Leave some space. Put our water there. We do need water connected up. I'm going to make some more pipes because I always need them. The key to having enough pipes is making them when you're not thinking about them. Of course, this is laid out in exactly such a way that I can't use an inserter. We'll just do this. There we go. And now I can't hand power that. Okay, good. Okay, so then we need wood and stone over here. Well, the stone's here. So we've got that. So now we've got our sodium alginate, and now wood we're gonna have to hand feed for a bit. And then we need moss, cellulose, and petri dishes. Okay, so then the moss that's on this belt can go past the building, but I'll have to handcraft for a bit. But essentially these will all go into that building. Okay. We do need power here. And I need to put all this moss into the building. Then it will craft a lot faster. Still not super fast. That's why we have two of them, I guess. Guess we'll get to about 0.4 per second. Such a cool design. I love that. Just how that works. Okay, we've got sort of this taken care of. We're gonna have this building here. Got that one. This. We need to make molten glass, which we are doing already. We have sap. Sap and limestone. We're definitely overtaxing this single limestone guy, but I'm fine with that. To make... sorry, wrong building. I need a washer. To make creamy latex, which goes into what? The destructive distillation column that needs sodium alginate and formic acid. Okay, let's just put this here. And then we are making the sodium alginate. So we'll run that over and up. And then we need creamy latex, which is made in a washer, like so. Connected up to water. And we'll just use a separate soil extractor. To get limestone. Put both of those up to water. And then we'll put sap in from a chest for now. So let's go grab all the sap we have. We have 8 more sap trees, so we could get sap going faster if we need it to. We'll hook that up. So now we have latex slabs. It's good news. Which means we are making... Yeah, we're making latex slabs. Okay, and then we need a pulp mill, which is in the HighTech, to actually make our latex. Which I have to craft a lot of things for that. And then latex and coal is all we need for rubber stoppers. And then I can actually make some glassware. Okay, pulp mill. Put it right here. And we need steam. Forgot about that. I am making steam right here. I think I'll just pipe it up. It will really help to have underground belts once we get them. Out of pipes again. We'll make 100. Okay. Why is that not running? It's not powered. That's why. Very good reason. There we go. We got latex. Bam. This is where we'll make rubber stoppers. Latex and coal. And then we'll need another glassworks to make glassware. So connect that up. I will have to kind of prioritize here because I don't have a ton of power. I think I'm going to switch this over to tar for a minute because I have 100,000 tar built up. And the coal gas can build up for a second. Okay. And then I need the substrate, which I think... Yeah, that's a problem. I need to handcraft the agar stuff. What's that called? Or no, I have the agar. I need to handcraft the petri dishes. But I need to grab the empty petri dishes to handcraft those. There we go. Okay, so I'll make 10 of those, and then I need to grab some... Is it moss? Petri dishes... No, they just go directly in here. Okay. Sweet. We are on the way to science. Okay. And then once we have incubated petri dishes and cellulose and moss, that's what it... Okay. So I'm going to need 20 moss. That's plenty. And I'll need this cellulose. Which I guess for now I'll put in a little chest. And that can make me the basic substrate. There we go. Okay, we'll make some more of the petri dishes. Make sure this guy is running. We'll feed this one some more wood. Which I will need to chop down a lot more trees at some point. Okay, and then we need... Okay, we have this glassworks. We can make the rubber stoppers by hand. There we go. For now, we'll just go into a chest. And then we can put the rubber stoppers in with the molten glass, and we should be good to go. We have to actually connect up our fuel. And there we go, glassware. But only 2 of them. And then we can handcraft our science. So let's make a lab or 2. What am I missing? More copper? Speed up my walking speed here to grab all of the coal. Because I'm guessing some of these buildings are out of energy. Yep. Alright, that should keep them going for quite a while. Okay, we'll have... I think 4 labs is plenty. For now, at least. And I think I have enough iron. I'm not gonna grab more. Still good on power for now. Our electricity is close to the max. But I'm also not gonna worry about that at the moment. We'll put our labs over here. All sorts of science packs. Okay, where are my science thingamabobbers? Right here. I need 4 glassware for 6 packs. Let's see. That's confusing. Oh, it's not in assemblers. Okay. I was like, if I can't craft that by hand, how do I unlock assemblers? We don't. We have this special building called a research center. Now, this is something I don't love about Pyanodons, is the high cost of a building. Because it's not so high that it messes up your game, but it is so high that it makes handcrafting buildings... It just... You know, your bots have to deliver tons of stuff to you. I would much prefer if buildings were simpler to craft, but we may have to make a mall at some point. But the problem with making a mall is, like, you don't want a full stack of these buildings, of every single building, to be automated. I think most of the buildings stack to 10. But you definitely do want to automate things like destructive distillation columns and high pressure furnaces, because you use a ton of those. Gas vents. So there's certain things that you can probably handcraft when you need them, but other things, it's just a pain in the butt. Okay, so let's see. We've got some more latex here. We can make some more stoppers. And then we finished our building, right? Where did it go? Here we go. Oh, that's huge. Okay. Was not expecting that. We will just put our labs right next to it. How about? We're not going to need these for a while, so I'm okay building over them. There we go. We are crafting our first science. So the first thing I want to do is automation, and then we'll go for logistics to get underground belts. And then the next is going to be what? Probably not electronics. I don't need any of those things. Probably long inserters. And then near inserters are not as important right now. I might actually move towards the factory buildings. That might be my initial research route. So then we need to keep creating the substrate. So I need more of these petri dishes. And the cellulose, there we go. Okay. Well, things are sort of running. We'll need to use our underground belts once we have them to automate everything fully. Here's some more glassware and substrate. Sweet. So that should get us done with that research. I'm gonna go grab some more copper. And this is just crazy. how much you need to do for a single red science pack. But we did it. We completed our first research. So I'll make some assembling machines, and then we can automate a few more of the things that we need. So we'll actually just be putting those on a belt, which I ran out of belts. So I'll need to craft some more belts. Thankfully I won't need... Oh, I have long-handed inserters already. That's interesting. Did that just come with the research I did? It did, okay. I'd prefer to just use the Bob's version of inserters, but... Okay, so we can make our rubber stoppers. We'll just have that insert directly, and this will be a chest filled with coal. Oops. And we'll grab the coal from over here. I guess we don't have it in a chest anymore, so it's not really building up regular coal. I'll have to improve that design. Oh, I see the problem here. Okay. Yeah, we're completely out of regular coal. We've mined all the aluminum we could with that. I think that'll be enough aluminum for now, though. And we actually do need some more moss here to finish out the modules in that building. Okay, so we need to figure out what to do with this coal. Well, we're gonna have splitters soon, so I'm just gonna grab some by hand. Maybe we'll just have one more destructive distillation column. We never have enough. And we'll just put its output into a chest. And I will just vent the coal gas in tailings pond. For the tar. And that way we'll at least build up some amount of coal by default. But I don't want to take too much. Okay, what next? So we've got all these running. We need to bring sap over. But for now we want coal to go into our rubber stoppers. And then rubber stoppers need to go onto a belt. That goes over to our glassworks area. And we put rubber stoppers in. And then we put glassware in. And then we need to place petri dishes in. One stack is fine. Okay. Now we've got that running. We've at least semi-automated things now. Looks like we're just going real slow on the molten glass. But we will get better recipes soon. Quartz processing. We can crush 1 quartz out of 5 quartz. And then that makes 15. 1 crushed quartz makes 15 molten glass. Or 2 powdered quartz. Plus a bunch of pure sand. So, yeah, I mean, we're dumping in a bunch of sand. Pure sand is kind of hard to get. As far as I remember, I mean, you have to wash regular sand, I think, to get it. But currently it's 6 to 10, and that would be 5 to 15. So that's about double the efficiency, even just with crushed quartz. And then if we use powdered quartz, that would be 5 to 25, but plus 5 pure sand. Pure sand is kind of handy, though. You get a bunch of tailings, which can be used for power later. And it looks like you maybe actually use tailings a lot in some of the AlienLife stuff, but you can basically power your whole base off of tailings if you do it right. But yeah, we're pretty slow on the glass here, so I'm going to add another glassworks making molten glass. So that's only 2 per second, and we need 100 per glassware. We'll do that. And just copy my little design here. Okay, well that'll at least double the rate. Still not very fast. And it looks like we're getting there. Got 40% of our logistics research done. This only makes 0.375 per second. So not super fast. Okay, we've run out of wood. Dump some more wood in there. Oh wait, I don't need to be taking these. I can get rid of all of them. And then this should just be placing into... we'll put into a chest, just to make sure we kind of build up a stock of things over a period of time. And then this is supposed to be AlienLife. Petri dishes. Which means we'll need to bring down Petri dishes. Which for now I just have a stockpile of, but I will need to actually be making those. The problem is right now I'm trying to make 2 things out of molten glass. And glassware is definitely the more expensive one. And then it does look like we're a little short on seaweed, though I have a lot of extra sodium alginate. And we could always add another carbon dioxide processor. Looks like we're running low on that. I'm not really trying very hard on the ratios here, as you can tell, because I honestly have no idea what the ratios should even be. So we're just kind of letting it all run, and we'll see what bottlenecks. I guess the rubber stoppers. But that's a horrible joke. Okay. I think we might actually get there with these last 2. And I've run out of electricity, but we'll fix that. Yay! Underground belts. That's very handy. And we'll just copy paste this twice. Need a few more belts. And some power poles. And place the inserters. I think that should do it. So now we've got a little bit more power. Should be enough for now, at least. Man, this is crazy. All this work just for a little bit of red science. Okay, so then what else do I need to actually bring up? I need to bring the sap up. It's one of the first things. So let's get some underground belts. And we can use splitters and fix some priority things later. But for now... And I can make sap anywhere. This is actually kind of silly. Why am I making sap down here? I can just as easily make sap close to where it's needed. So let's just do that. At least for now, this should be enough. We'll let this fill up a little bit. Okay, so sap is taken care of, and limestone, so that's all going. Carbon dioxide is going. We do need to bus in some copper and iron at some point. But for now, we'll just handcraft that, or hand stock them. We do have the seaweed coming by. We need more of it. What do I need to make more seaweed facilities? More copper. Okay, let's make 2 more. Seaweed facilities, and then... Wait, fish have a fuel value? I can just smelt with fish. That's hilarious. Okay, and then we need to output the substrate. Is another thing we need to do. So we'll need some undergrounds here. And then underground here. Run the substrate over. And then that's automated. Get our extra seaweed. These buildings are disgustingly huge. I'm going to leave a space between those two just in case I need to run something in between. These need water? Oh, weird. You can put the modules in. Right. Without needing the recipe selected. Never good when you end up with an odd number of underground pipes. Maybe one of the buildings I crafted does that. Who knows? Okay. There we go. That should help with seaweed. 0.7 per second, still not a ton, but I've doubled it from what I had before. Because currently we're not getting any seaweed to our sodium alginate, and we will run out of that. Unfortunately, these are going to soak up all of the... You know, let's just do it this way. I don't need to stock up 500 agar. And I don't think I need to stock up 500 petri dishes either. I'm just about to finish long inserters, so we'll just direct insert all this stuff. And maybe build up just a little stock of the petri dishes and such. I need to get rid of everything that's in my inventory. I can go in here. Drop off all our seaweed. Don't need that substrate. Don't need all this limestone. Although I guess I can let that run. Okay. So this is all running, sap is running. We've got steam figured out, although there's no fuel. So this is needing some sort of fuel. But yeah, there we go. Red Science is automated. Got our long inserters done. Soon we'll have our factory CMO buildings. And we're only hand feeding a couple things at the moment. I'll need copper and iron to come over here. And then I need coal for my stoppers. And fuel for that boiler. And I think that's all we're hand feeding at the moment. Oh, and the petri dishes. So that's 4 things. So I want to reduce that. Obviously, petri dishes I can just belt. So I think I'll do that. They'll build up over time. I can belt the petri dishes down to where they're needed. Which is right here. Okay, so that takes one thing away, and then we do need coal right here, which I guess I could bust down all the way from up there. Oh, we're also stuck on coal gas, is a problem. So we'll switch back from tar, empty the system, and start using coal gas. I mean, I might as well. Belts are cheap in the long run. And then we can use a splitter, which we don't have yet, to separate out the oxide. Output priority left, iron oxide. That will just go directly into a chest. But then the coal will come over. Down. Man, this is ugly. But if it's ugly and it works, it ain't ugly. That's what I'm gonna go with. Okay. So then, we really only have iron and copper for this guy that we need to add in. And then the fuel for this boiler, which I could use coal for the fuel. How much steam are we using? 150? Like 2 seconds worth? Yeah, that's actually a decent amount. I don't know if I want to use... because that coal is kind of in short supply. So I really should bring my belt of raw coal over here, or even just maybe bring water up to here and then take the steam down. I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. But for now, we've automated Red Science, and that feels pretty good. So I'm going to call it an episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.